Hey guys, it's Kevin, State and Co Truck Insurance, and in today's video, we'll talk about Canal Insurance. Some of you heard of Canal, some maybe have been insured. If you're just starting and want to learn more about trucking insurance options, this video will cover it all about Canal for you. So let's take a step back and talk about Canal's history. So the company is based in Greenville, South Carolina, and one might say I should have worn a Clemson jersey today, but since I live in North Carolina, I am Tar Heels fan, and so no offense to Clemson. Back in December of 1942, one Mr. William R. Timmons, he acquired Canal Insurance Company for $17,500. And I would say that's kind of like a steal because in today's dollars, it's about 400,000, which, it's a pretty good investment. And under his leadership, the company expanded its operations across the southern United States. They became licensed in 27 states by 1958. By the 1970s, Canal had grown significantly, achieving a premium of 32 million and a surplus of 17.5 million, surplus being their profit. And the 80s marked a period of substantial growth, with surplus rising to 400 million and premiums nearing 200 million. In 2000, despite market challenges, Canal again tripled its business over 5 years, and their surplus increased by another 185 million. By 2005, company had about 200 employees, and by 2022, company had 230 employees, although some sources state that it was a 7% decline from the prior year in their employee base. The revenue-wise, Canal is a private company, so the data is kind of limited. Some sources estimate it to be as high as 150 million, some are stating about 65 million. But given the number of employees, 230, I would say they're probably closer to that 60 to 70 million mark. And in 2024, Canal established a new holding company called Canal Financial Group. And that's just to enhance their operational efficiency and foster innovation. Not sure exactly what innovations they're fostering, but although they do have some innovative products, which we'll talk later about in this video. And as far as the coverages offered, Canal will insure new ventures. They will insure experienced truckers. They have A ratings, so they're as good as Progressive or anybody in the industry with a AM Best A rating. And as far as qualifying with Canal, if you're a new venture, the one key requirement is that the owner has to have at least 2 years CDL experience. So the 2-year mark is a big deal for Canal, either a new venture or experienced operators. 2 years is a must. And then of course your standard, they look at the DOT safety scores, they look at the driver's MBR, they look at the claims history, and the coverages that they offer. It's a complete package. So think similar to Progressive. If you want truck and you want to get on the road and start delivering and getting those loads from the brokers, $1 million liability, physical damage for the equipment, truck and trailer, cargo, they'll write 100,000, 250,000, as well as truckers general liability. They're very competitive in Southeast, so Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Virginia. They do write some business out west like Texas and California, but in those states, they're a little bit more limited, how competitive they are and which types of operations they will insure. So you can be intrastate, local, 200-300 mile radius. You can be interstate, all 48 states. Canal has a program for you. And, and speaking of innovations, one of their kind of like newer and more interesting programs is what is called Canal Test Drive Program. So typically, if you get a quote from Canal and it's $20,000 per truck, they do not offer direct billing, so one has to use premium finance company. So the agent's presenting you with Canal option. There's probably a premium finance agreement attached, and it'll just spell out that, on top of that $20,000 per year, there is about additional $3,000 in finance charges, and you'll be making payments directly to premium finance company, which typically wants 20 to 25% down and then 10 monthly payments, with last month being no payment. So if it's a 12-month policy, you put a down payment, you pay 10 payments, month 11, no payment, and then on month number 12, the policy is set to renew again. But to go back to Canal Test Drive program, this one's pretty unique. And as far as, there's some internal criteria who qualifies for this program. And of course, they, again, look at all those factors, the MBR safety scores, how long in business. And what the test drive program offers, it charges you based on the miles driven for that month. And the auto liability premium portion, monthly payment portion may fluctuate. The physical damage, trailer interchange, or cargo portion of the premium, it's going to be a fixed, but depending on the miles driven that month, if you're in that Canal Test Drive program, the auto liability portion will change, the payment portion will change from month to month. And you will have to connect your ELD device to their portal. And with this program, they will offer direct billing. So it's 12 months, 12 payments. There's no interest charge. There's no premium finance company in the middle. You just pay directly to Canal, and you can pay online. You can log in into your account. And basically, when the ELD reports your miles for that month, then the payment gets posted for the next month, and it'll include that liability portion plus the fixed charge, which is the physical damage, cargo, trailer interchange, all that. And the miles driven per month, the rate that they charge, I've seen it as low as 4 cents per mile. I've seen it as high as 12 cents per mile. So for example, if you've driven 9,000 miles in 1 month, I'll just do the quick math. Let's say it's a 5 cents per mile. So for that month, your liability premium portion is $450, and plus physical damage, cargo, and trailer interchange. And so, we have several clients that are with this program, and Canal automatically approved those. We presented to them. In all the cases, all those clients that we have, they like it, because what happened, the mileage was estimated based on prior year's mileage. So Canal looked at IFTAs, they looked at, this one case, it was like 2 trucks, 180,000 miles were reported. And what happened, this coming year, the owner did not anticipate, he knew that one of the trucks going to be down. So in that case, he ended up paying less for what was estimated, because, one of the trucks was, he was struggling to find a driver. So he ended up paying less than what was estimated, because again, that liability portion changes from month to month based on the miles driven. And since one truck was down, only one other truck was reporting that mileage. And as far as what types of operations Canal will insure, so your dry vans, reefers, flatbeds, box trucks, the equipment has to be 2000 or newer. And as I mentioned, the one key requirement is a 2-year CDL for the drivers. That's a must to qualify for any type of Canal's programs. And safety scores, You know, if you compare them to Progressive, they can be way more competitive. I've seen them compete and offer pretty good rates even compared to Northland Insurance or Great West Insurance, Berkeley, Crum, and you know they will take somebody with issues. You know, if you have losses, claims history is not perfect, drivers had some hiccups, Canal will give you a quote, and you know in many cases it's a pretty competitive quote. Mid-year driver editions, they do not charge and do not surcharge for drivers. So you can add, as long as the driver qualifies. And speaking of the driver requirements, you know, they will accept somebody with like couple minor violations, but if there's a major violation like a cell phone or DUI, you know, that driver won't be acceptable. But if the driver is passed, then there's going to be no charge to add a driver to the policy unless the agent you're working with is charging you on their own to add a driver, because some agents do that, so pay attention. So that is all I have about Canal Insurance today. And if you have further questions, feel free to reach out to us. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and like us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.